Let's see. I kind of back in here again. So I realized I need to know where to go. I don't think I actually gave Jess the note, did I? I think I just told her about the, I think I just told her about the, vision itself. Let's see if she can help me, because I need to figure out where I'm going next. But this is my clue, right?
Hey, Jess? Does this mean anything to you?
Where did you get that?
Raven brought it to me. I know that sounds ridiculous, but...
No, not at all. That painting, it's what started all of this. This is clearly a sign from the Reaper.
I'm not quite following here.
18 years ago, I was keeping my friend Wilson company while he was on a lottery job for Tiberius. He had been sent to fix a water pump, and the ruins of the building it was in had a copy of that painting. When he had finished the job, I asked him to get it for me, and... Apparently, Wilson had green lung, but hadn't told me. He said he was getting the vaccine for his sister. I saw a raven right before Wilson collapsed. The Reaper appeared shortly after. He came to claim Wilson's soul. That's when I had my epiphany.
Where did this all happen?
It was in Sector 67, in a collapsed building next to a parking lot.
Huh. It's a long shot, but it might be worth investigating.
I can only hope the Reaper visits you so you may find peace.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, I was watching them go back and forth there and listening to the similarities of our stories and everything. And, I don't know for sure, but the voice actor playing Jess kind of sounds like just a breathier version of how the voice acting goes for the main character. And I was watching their portraits go back and forth. They have like the same serious expression when they're concerned, and they both have the same like sort of strong like black eyebrows and everything. Like, I don't know. This game will probably never go in that kind of crazy direction, but there's that little bit of a hint of like if this game had if there was any time travel elements, I would think that Jess was my character from the future, because she just looks like an old version of the protagonist. I doubt that's up though. Sector 67. That'd be a weird freaking direction to take this whole thing in.
Another old road sign. Doesn't look like people could go very fast around here.
You're going a whole lot slower nowadays, lady.
A Dunstan Algonquin. Cheap and reliable, but not the most fun to drive. Or so I've heard.
At the rate we're going at so far, I think that our home might be kind of irrelevant to the gameplay for most of this playthrough. I think I probably just exist so you get a hint at who she is.
Huh. An old German model. The aristocracy must have missed this one during the Purge.
It's surprising to me to find out that even the leader of the cult, at her age, still had all of this originate with dealing with the Tiberius, just like me.
Just another victim of the wastes. Looks like he's been here for decades.
This place is a mess. Oh, hello. There's the painting.
An old water pump. Kind of reminds me of the reactor in Sector 82.
Yeah, all these parallels, huh?
I really hope I don't end up like this. Just a memory of whatever this building used to be. There she is, Lady Twiner.
What's gonna happen? Her eyes are freaky looking. Hello.
There are a couple of weird bulges here, as though there was something hidden behind the eyes.
There probably is. We probably need to cut the eyes open or something.
The face is incredibly lifelike. I almost expect her to start talking to me. What's wrong with her eyes?
There's something ever so slightly mischievous about her expression.
It definitely feels like there's something behind the canvas, but I can't rip it with my bare hands.
You don't have like a bolt or a corner we can just stab in there? Alright, let's look for like something stabby.
It seems to be running fine.
Shards, right? No? Skeletons?
This corpse is missing its left arm. I wonder what happened to it.
Fun.
Nothing useful.
Take that, human remains. Nothing useful, you heard him. Oh, junk. That's a good sign. Hi.
Completely ruined.
Turntable and record arm?
It's still in surprisingly good condition. This is still in really good condition. It might be worth having.
Alright, we can probably use that to cut it open. The needle.
It's of no use to me. I don't think I should get too close.
It's gonna spit acid. Alright, let's try needling out these eyes.
This corpse is...
I'm not a monster, you're a monster. No?
I don't see how I can use that there.
Do I need to cut it in a circle? It's not saying that
I don't see...
it's not saying it can't use it when I click on the eyes.
There are a couple... I'm not sure how
I must be missing something here, right? Do I need to slowly and carefully... I try rapidly clicking, I try holding it and dragging it around. Like along the eyes. I'm trying to cut them. Well, this is sharp and it seems important. I thought I looked at it before, but maybe I can actually grab
This
it?
wreckage is horrifying, but maybe there's something I can use. There's a loose piece of shrapnel here with a sharp edge. You can never have too many weapons.
There we go. I guess I must have only looked at it and not actually picked it up. Well, that's my mistake. Alright, we'll just head right on back there with my new toy. You know, sharp objects from plane crashes. Toys.
A piece of metal shrapnel with a very sharp edge.
Well, that seems like it'd be pretty explicitly what I need. I wonder what the record arm's going to be used for then. You never know with these games. You can hold on to something for so long sometimes. There we go. That was oddly effective. Token and key.
This can't be a coincidence. Someone is leaving me a trail. I really hope this thing wasn't valuable.
Everything valuable in society is lost at this point. Everything's kind of screwed.
This symbol looks familiar. Where have I seen it before?
2 sickles, basically. Can I rotate it at all?
I wonder what this key unlocks.
That is a good question.
I'm not sure.
Mix everything together. Mix everything together. Record key. Yay. Alright. We might be done here already? The weird portrait might be the only thing that we had to do here. It's a lot of work for one room, huh? The animation team had their busy work. Given the options, I'm gonna gamble salt flats. Because I've been waiting for this train to matter. Yep, that's the symbol on the train. Yeah, the train was sufficient foreshadowing that it had to come up at some point, and it's also one of the only things I can think of that's locked.
Fits perfectly.
There we go. Nailed it. Let me in, let me in.
What was that noise?
Oh, it was just the narrator. Just jabbering on about nonsense all the time. Sorry about that.
The sign on these says, "Do not store anything heat sensitive inside." I'm surprised this thing wasn't rusted shut.
Almost as if the place is actively being used.
That thing looks really old.
Doesn't everything in this society now?
Interesting. Looks like some kind of manually controlled fuel regulator.
Just saying, I don't think a lot of things get built anymore.
Looks like this is where the bulk of the controls are.
I wonder if I'm supposed to just turn it on. Do I just pull it?
Doesn't seem to have done much.
Horn doesn't work. If that's even what that is.
It would probably disintegrate if I touched it. I think I remember Dad having this exact same one in his shop.
I don't really want to hear about your dad's pinups.
Looks like some kind of release switch. It's unmarked, just like everything else.
Cool.
Looks like a gear shift. Not giving a very accurate reading currently. Not giving a very... You've seen one button, you've seen them all.
Definitely getting that Walking Dead vibe. We're gonna have to, if it's anything like Walking Dead, we're gonna have to go find directions on how to power the train. If that's even what we're ultimately going for.
What are those doing in here?
Train conductors can read too.
These look like the types of books Nelson collects.
Nelson's behind it all. What a surprise that would be, huh?
That leads further into the train.
Then so shall we. Oh, look at the garden they've got in here.
I don't think I've ever seen them grow so lush indoors, or anywhere for that matter.
Yeah, someone's actually caring for them, which is happening approximately nowhere else, really.
It leads to the next car.
Nothing else in here? I don't see any special details. Just a cool room. Oh yeah, someone's been making this place their home.
Someone around here has got a green thumb.
It was actually the home of Poison Ivy.
Someone... It doesn't look to be in very good shape.
Well, what a coincidence.
Messing around with this record player isn't my highest priority right now.
But I've got the arm. You're the completionist in me.
It's blank. I don't need any notepaper. Messing around with this... Nothing too interesting here. A few loose books. Nothing really jumps out at me. That's a lot of books. It rivals Nelson's collection.
Hearing about Nelson a lot here. Is that the clue we're getting?
I haven't got time.
You always have time for reading. Not a whole lot going on in here, huh? We just seem to be getting clues about Nelson. Maybe we're just supposed to go talk to Nelson. Maybe he has a book on driving a train. Come to think of it, that's my mistake. I probably should... They kicked me back out. Let's go check on Nelson. I was thinking maybe we would... my next step would be probably to check the cabinet, because I realized I never tried to open it. Hello.
Hi, Nelson.
Amy, you shouldn't stick around too long. The guards have been looking for you.
Coming out here, reading books, it makes me realize I've got the perfect life.
Ah, I see. I do as well. It gives me pleasure to help how I can, although I'm too old to fight.
What made you decide to join them?
Danton makes some good points, despite being a bit overzealous. The favoritism the aristocracy showed their elite patrons after the plague began is completely inexcusable. Once the poor couldn't fund their medical research, we were quickly cast aside for those who could. Danton is brash, perhaps a bit foolish, but her ideals are what we need.
I think I'd like to read for a while, if that's okay.
Of course. What subject are you interested in reading about?
Trains? No.
Actually, I haven't got time to read right now.
As you wish.
Alright, not a lot of train stuff going on. I think my previous note about the cabinet's probably correct. Alright, let's take a look. I never actually checked it.
There's nothing in there but dust.
Well, or maybe I did check it before.
It doesn't seem to do much. Makes sense, considering the train's not using any fuel right now. Interesting. Looks like some kind of manually controlled fuel regulator.
Is that how we power the thing, or how we control how fast it moves?
That's where the locomotive's guts are. There can't be anything of much use in there now, though.
Unless it still works.
I probably shouldn't mess around with that.
Alright. I'm missing something. Oh, here's one little detail. What? Is a hatch on the ground for baggage? Yes, baggage, no people. The lock. Unlock equals 251 switch. Okay. So we enter 251, then we enter the downward switch? I don't know if I saw a spot to do... probably the buttons, I guess. I didn't see an exact spot where you could do a numpad. 251 switch. Is the buttons? Oops. Two, oh, that might be two though. 2, 5, 1.
I think I heard something coming from the next car.
Oh, lucky click. My first click was an accident, and I got it right. The next car, you said.
Hold Hold it right there. Keep your hands where I can see them and don't make any sudden moves. Now who are you and what are you doing on my train?
My name is Amy Wellard, and I mean you no harm. I'm a friend.
A friend, huh? You can't fool me. I know a scavenger when I see one. Lucky for you, I'm not in the mood to clean up any messes today. I'll let you see yourself out, but if you touch anything, you're gonna have to answer to old Betsy here. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on out here, you old flea bag. Ain't nothing too dangerous out here. I know, I'll feed you now, you old beggar.
Did she just immediately turn her back on me? That seems like a bad call.
Looks like some kind of storage hatch. It's empty.
Let's get shot.
Still here, huh? I got my eye on you, so don't try anything funny.
You got surprisingly passive very quickly.
He looks better fed than most people I know.
Understatement of the year right there.
She doesn't look to be the friendly type. Hi.
What is it?
What do you know about the Reaper?
The Reaper? I remember hearing some rumors about a guy they were calling the Reaper, way back around the time the plague started. Supposedly there were some burrs that meant he was coming to kill you, but I never ran into him myself. Hadn't thought about that in years, actually.
Do you live here all alone?
No, I got that fatso over there to keep me company, and it suits me fine.
Where did you find all these things? I haven't seen living trees in the wastes for a long time.
I didn't find it anywhere, it's all mine. I just carted it all out here when I shacked up on this train.
Where did you come from?
That's really none of your business.
So she's been here since before the war. That's why she has all these plants and belongings.
Surviving in the wastes can't be easy.
Take a look around. I got everything I need here, and what I don't have, I go out and find.
So, you're a scavenger?
No, I don't go into places where people live and take their things.
I'm not here to steal anything. I didn't even know you lived here.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't have a lot of other things to go for at this point, do I?
I just want you to know, I've got the perfect life.
Good for you. My life would be perfect if you got off my train.
I'll just be on my way.
What if I give her the record arm?
I haven't got time to be looking at your collection of junk, missy.
This is just like the one Mom and Dad used to have. It looks like it's missing the needle, but fixing it wouldn't be too tough. I don't see how I can use that there.
Really? Oh, over here? No?
I don't see how...
Where do I stick it?
Fits perfectly. That should work now. I don't see...
Oh, maybe she'll react to the arm. I mean, to the coin.
A perfect fit. It's a little corroded, but it looks like there's a couple of flowers on this plaque. Must be the logo of the company that made this. This is where the sound comes out.
Now we just need one more turntable and a microphone.
I haven't got time.
She does not react to the coin. Weird, because that's what brought me here. You think that she'd find that a little interesting?
Hi.
What is it?
Your record player's fixed?
Is that right? And what exactly are you expecting from me in return?
Nothing. Look, I'm not here to get something from you. Why I'm here has nothing to do with you.
Well, that's how the world works. Nobody does something good for nothing.
Some people do. I think you've been out here so long you've forgotten humans can be good once in a while.
This world eats good people for breakfast. I don't know what you're looking for, but I hope you find it.
I'll just be on my way.
Alrighty.
I mean, yeah, we've been watching it eat good people for breakfast a lot of this time so far. What do I do, though? I don't have a lot of a lead anymore. Can we try the coin again?
Hey, where did you find that?
Over near Sector 67, do you know anything about it? I noticed the logo on the coin was the same as on this train.
It's the logo for South Coast Transit. They own this railroad along with the public transportation system in the city. That there is a subway token. Before the blast, people would use those to ride the train underneath the city.
Really? I had no idea there was an underground train in this city.
Doesn't surprise me. Almost all the stations collapsed after the blast. There's only one left standing.
Where can I find it?
It's not too far from the quarantine zone. Just head up Roth Avenue and keep your eye out for the Wallies. The station is right next to it. Be careful down there. There's a whole network of tunnels. Don't want you to get lost.
Don't worry, I'm not planning on wandering around any tunnel mazes.
Okay, I get it now. So once you do something nice for her, suddenly she's not just dismissive of anything that you have in your inventory. So you can show her something and then she suddenly is like, oh, I know what's going on with that. Instead of just brushing you off like, get out of my train. So this entire encounter was totally incidental, basically. We just showed up because the coin symbol's on the side of the train, but the coin symbol points to other things too. And in this case, it's going to be the subway station. It's just all of the transportation program.
I wonder if this person died trying to escape the quarantine zone. I can just see the wall that's separating the rest of the city from the quarantine zone. The letter L. I think Wally's used to be a pretty famous department store. I vaguely remember Mom and Dad talking about it. The letter L looks like it's pretty close to falling off.
Well, when this game says something is close to falling off...
That did it.
I understand when the crossbow's gonna have a use.
This thing survived being shot and falling. I'd say it's pretty sturdy. Kind of big to be lugging around too much, though.
Let's find something to do with it then.
I'm sure this was a nice-looking place at one point. The way back out of here. I never knew about these stations. It's surprising that the aristocracy hasn't sealed it off. It's in surprisingly good condition. I can't see any way in from here.
So we're not going to the store, so let's just go right into the station then. I was thinking maybe they just missed this one entrance, but they probably have enough control of this area that they would have noticed pretty much anything.
It's just hanging there. That's kind of grotesque. It's not every day you get to see an underground river. The damage from the blast really did a number on this station.
So it's been flooding.
How on earth did this get down here?
Someone got bored? There's been time.
Looks like that's the way in.
Anything else around?
Looks like a place you'd put a coin or something.
Well, we found where that goes. I assume I can't just, like... I probably can't just click on it, right?
I can't get to it. The river is blocking my path.
Alright, what do we do with the river then?
I'd really rather not touch it.
But what if we can use it as a boat?
I don't see...
Cut the ropes. No?
I don't see...
The owl probably gets used somewhere, right?
There. That should work.
Whoa, that is way bigger than I thought it was. How big was that sign? That L did not look that big to me.
Well, it accepted my token.
She said she didn't want to hold on to it for long.
Great. Another collapse.
I mean, this place was hit like dozens of years ago. The chances of these collapses happening the moment we come in is so weird between this and the first mission.
Creepy. Those are some nice gloves it's got on, though.
Well, I guess we're stealing those.
I'm glad this didn't decide to collapse 5 minutes later. Formerly part of the ceiling, from the looks of things. It's it's hard to see what's up there from down here. Handy to know where you are. Look at that. There was a whole underground train network in this area. Amazing. Unfortunately, it won't come off the wall.
So we can't look up close to it, so we don't need to. I guess we don't need that for navigation purposes then.
It's just out of reach. It's just a piece of... I'm out of ammo.
Oh no, tragedy. Alright, well, we can't really reach up at it, then we may as well continue forward.
There's a trapdoor at the top of these stairs, but it seems to be locked from the other side.
Okay. Straightforward enough. Just clean out the other way. Oh, it's a whole fashion store. This might even be Wally's.
Nice dress. I wonder when that style was last in fashion. Still on the rack, though not in very good shape.
Do you guys really have time for fashion anymore? If you're not aristocrats, I mean.
Now there's an interesting outfit. It's wearing the tattered remains of some kind of sports uniform.
Yeah, the state they're currently in makes it a lot harder to even tell what state they were in at the when they were in one piece. Like what they looked like.
Thankfully, it looks like it's been abandoned.
No spiders getting us today.
Looks like this person was crushed by the ceiling. What an awful end. Too late to help now. Doesn't look like there's anything useful on the body either.
Ooh, a bat.
Nice accessory. Really sells the sporting image.
That's something you can defend yourself with for sure. Oh, a rope.
It's tangled up around that pile of debris.
Is that what that mannequin's tied to?
It's tangled up too tightly to undo by hand. A nice piece of rope and a freed mannequin. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Alright, let's see what we found. We just dropped the thing that was down there, I think, right? Yep. Let's get our gloves. For whatever use those come into.
Creepy. Those are some nice gloves it's got on, though.
And now they're mine.
They're not in bad shape. Won't be much use if I need to protect my hands, though. Slightly frayed in some places, but overall it should hold up. You can't have too many weapons.
Nope, not after what happened to us earlier. We lost 3 weeks. That's a lot of time to lose when you have 1 month long vaccines. Reaper! Come out, come out.
An old shop vac. I haven't seen one in ages.
Oh, we have to move on before I get Jonathan Colton stuck in my head.
Appliances. Seems to be full of fishing equipment. Seems to be... These don't look to be in very good condition. Looks like this is my only way up. This fridge still looks like it's doing okay.
Oh, I wonder if it's stocked.
Not surprisingly, it's empty.
Aw.
I'm going to need something to open up the side if I want to scavenge for parts.
Like a bat?
I don't think smash...
Fine, be that way.
This isn't in as good a condition as I thought. Only useful part in here is this fuse. I might as well hang on to it.
This one piece of shrapnel we're getting a lot of use out of.
It's still in relatively good condition.
Alright, let's see what we can fuse then.
Doesn't look like they're even worth examining for parts.
Well, you don't know that till you actually check, right? Alright, maybe we needed a fuse to repair the elevator, knowing this game.
Looks like this is my only way up. It's shut tight. I won't be able to pry it open with my bare hands. Dead. Although, I might be able to take a look inside and get it working again.
Alright, I think we're using shrapnel again.
No, this piece of shrapnel is too flimsy to pry the doors open. If I force it anymore, it'll break. Looks like I'll have to find a less forceful method of getting this elevator to open. Slightly frayed, and I don't think that'll help get the elevator.
So not the rope. Shrapnel rope?
I'm not
Just trying to think of a way to pull on it or something. Let's see here. Oh wait, I have a baseball bat. I can just destroy things, can't
I
I?
don't think I'll be needing the vacuum.
There we go.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
This just became a diamond heist.
I've done enough.
That's all she wants.
Better not mess around too much with the broken glass.
So we picked up an anchor, it looked like.
This anchor is pretty small. I don't think it would work on anything larger than a dinghy.
Can I use it on the door?
I don't think that'll help. I don't see how I can use that there.
Okay. Then what can I use it on?
I don't see.
Let's see, anchor fuse?
I'm not sure.
Just looking at our new objects. Let's see, can I use the shrapnel to pry open the panel? Oh, I
There,
can.
That wasn't so tough.
Oh, maybe the actual thing is functional. I thought I had to go into the elevator and give it a fuse.
I sure hope this works.
It's open.
The elevator car looks to be stuck between floors.
Do we need to climb out?
Here goes nothing.
Uh-oh. I got this? Wow. This place is a mess.
Looks like that's my next destination. A bunch of old office furniture, from the look of it.
How does she decide where she's going?
I'm guessing this used to support the structure before it collapsed.
There's girders around. Not a lot seems super useful right now. Rope the girder?
Not a bad idea, but I can't loop the rope around the girder from down here.
What if I could throw it? Oh, anchor rope.
Not a bad idea.
Then girder? Yeah, because we can throw the anchor. Which is way easier than try to throw a rope.
It's way too high for me to reach. Looks like that's my way up.
That's what the rope's for. Nailed it. I wonder if there's anything else downstairs to be looking for, though.
Ooh, that was more of a climb than I anticipated. What is this place?
Well, this one looks a little more homey. I bet someone's here.
It looks like a giant raven. Seeing that thing gliding around the sky would definitely be intimidating.
It's attached to a rope, too. I'm thinking that is the origin of some legends.
Reminds me of the one in the rebel hideout. I wonder if there was once a raven in there.
Just looking for details around here. Or people. Kind of expecting people. That's a working computer monitor.
I had something like this when I was a kid. A jar of dirt where bugs lived. A sketch of the Reaper. Lots of little design notes written around the sides. I haven't got time for reading now. Those look to be mostly medical textbooks. I wouldn't want to ruin the drawing. An old radio and some kind of electronic music equipment. They've surely been scavenged for parts. Just as I suspected. Empty.
She actually checked this time, though.
It's fake, I hope. I guess this is the Reaper's base of operations.
Feeling a little less deified right about now, aren't they?
Reminds me of an old dress-up doll I used to have when I was a kid.
These people are worshipping someone who sits around with a computer screen in here and monitors people with mechanical ravens.
I'm not sure I can see anything useful to do there.
Oh wow, those details here. Oh, there's our mechanical raven reveal for sure.
Aha! Just what I thought. They're mechanical. Aha! Weird. I wonder what these are for. Anatomy, infectious diseases, biology. Quite a collection. Full of lots of unmarked bottles. I wonder what they're for. These look like security monitors. What are they doing here? These look like...
Amy Wellard. You found me. I was hoping you would.
How did you...
I realize you probably have many questions. I can give you all the answers you need, but first, allow me to make myself more presentable.
So you are human.
Yes, I'm sorry to disappoint you if you were expecting more.
I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest.
He's also freaking tall.
You told me you were a doctor.
Yes, Dr. Edwin Aquino at your service. I was once the leader of the Green Lung vaccine development team, but after learning about their vaccine distribution, or lack thereof, that quickly changed.
Hang on, you knew about the vaccine hoarding? Why didn't you tell anyone?
That would have started violent riots. It's not fair to begin a civil war when it would end without a cure for the illness. I wanted to say something. It hurt not to, but the time wasn't right.
You didn't think the people deserved to know?
They do, and they will. But not while we only have a vaccine and not a cure. With a permanent cure, the aristocracy's hoarding becomes irrelevant, and the focus will be on eradicating the disease.
I guess that makes sense. Why the mechanical ravens? What do they do?
Rather clever little inventions, wouldn't you say? They have video transmitters in their eyes and audio transmitters in their beaks. I use them as scouts, since I can control them remotely.
Did you make them?
No, someone else did, a long time ago. In any case, they've served me quite well, at least the ones that haven't broken. I have very few left, which is going to be a problem at some point.
You've been following me with your birds. Why am I of such interest to you?
You did a lottery job for the Ministry of Energy.
That's right. What of it?
You've got the disease. You're fighting to survive. You're clever and resourceful. Exactly what I need.
Exactly what do you need?
After I left the Ministry of Medicine, I began my attempts at developing a permanent cure for green lung. It was a long process, which took over 10 years, but just last month, I had a breakthrough and was able to make this.
Is that?
Yes, this is the cure for green lung. I've been testing it and it seems to work, but I need to be certain. Aside from that, I don't have the information necessary to mass produce the cure, though I suspect Tiberius keeps it somewhere in the Ministry of Energy.
So what is it you need from me?
We're both fugitives, Amy. I can't put myself at risk by going to the places I need to. If I'm killed or captured, my research will have all been for nothing. You can clearly take care of yourself. I saw how you handled things at Rockwall Prison and Willowdale Plaza.
You helped me out both of those times.
I merely provided some assistance. Your survival was your own doing. Now I realize it's a bit much to ask, but your help would be incredibly valuable, not just to me, but to the future of humanity.
It's not really much to ask. I owe you my life, after all.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. The main thing I need is to find out where Tiberius is keeping my research on mass production. At some point, I'll also need a subject to test the cure on, so I can be absolutely sure it works. Do you have any questions?
How can we find the mass production information?
Ideally, I could use my ravens to go in and locate it, but I only have 3 working ones left. And as you're well aware, Tiberius's tower is huge. It would take way too long for only 3 ravens to scan the entire place without being detected.
Could I take a look at one of them?
Of course.
Who did you say made these?
A friend in the Ministry of Knowledge, but that was ages ago. I know very little about their design.
It isn't too complex, actually. I can fix them for you, no problem.
You can?
Sure. See this bit here? That's the servo, the part that controls the wings. It's worn out, so I just need to replace it with a new one.
Are those common? Would we be able to find one or more in the city?
Well, I learned about them from working on toy airplanes that my friend had when we were kids. If we could find some, we'd be in business.
I wonder. Yes, excellent. As I suspected, there's a hobby shop which has remained mostly intact further in the city. and I can see that they have several model airplanes.
Great, I'll go get him and fix your ravens in no time.
Yes, but the store is located in the quarantine zone.
So, I have nothing to worry about. I'm already infected.
You contracting green lung isn't my concern. It's how you're going to get back out. The quarantine zone is designed to keep people from escaping.
If I can find a way in, I'll just have to find a way out, won't I?
Fine. While you're there, see if you can bring someone back with you. Someone who has been quarantined will make an ideal subject to test the cure on.
I'll see what I can do.
Good. Take this then.
What is it?
A two-way communicator. They used to call them walkie-talkies. We can use them to stay connected while you're in there.
Alright, things escalated pretty quickly there, so now we have an actual objective. We're trying to find more servos so that we can fix the out-of-commission crows or ravens, so that he has the tools necessary to scout the tower for the information he needs. And he wants me to try to bring somebody out. Judging by how storylines tend to go in this kind of situation, I'm guessing it's probably going to be someone really sympathetic. Probably a child. I'm probably going to find a child and want to bring them back out with me and try to fix them. We'll probably meet someone new. We know there's ways in and out, because Denby already told us that he goes in and scavenges and comes back out.
Why do you dress like that?
Intimidation, mainly. The work I do is not exactly looked upon favorably by the government, so I had to come up with a way to make sure I was left alone. The costume is just to make sure anyone who might happen to see me is scared off.
So you knew of the rumors about the Reaper and decided to become him yourself?
No, I'm the one who started them. Creating the image of death personified seemed a natural deterrent for anyone who might get too close. Thankfully, the rumors seem to have spread rather quickly over the years.
You aren't kidding. There's a whole cult dedicated to worshipping you.
Yes, I know of them. An extreme example, but I can't deny it helps my work.
They're an entire organization that worships this dude that's just working on a cure for the disease. So, the funny thing is he's deserving of praise just for reasons completely separate from what they think. Also, people go into the backyard and trip on what could be motor oil and asbestos or something, and or who knows, and have crazy hallucinations based on a deity that does not exist in the capacity that they think it does, at least.
Can you tell me anything about Tiberius?
Quite a bit. I've known him for a very long time. Since before the bombs, in fact. Was there anything specific you wanted to know?
He's that old.
Strange for him to have a soothsayer for an assistant. How is he qualified?
Superstition is a very powerful force. I'm living proof of that. I never had many dealings with the soothsayer, but I believe he came from somewhere outside the city. Tiberius finds comfort in being able to have a channel to the supposed other side. While I don't share his beliefs, I can't particularly fault him for having them.
What was Tiberius like before the bombs?
He was the director of the Ministry of Energy. Of course, back then he wasn't calling himself Tiberius. He was just Julian. After society collapsed, he took the initiative to reform and establish the aristocracy. His love for history led him to adopt the alias of Tiberius, as well as insisting the other aristocrats take the name of ancient Roman emperors.
Why does he wear that awful mask?
Anonymity. He felt government leaders are more respected as an institution rather than as people. I can't deny that this approach works extremely well.
Was he always so evil?
I wouldn't call him that. Manipulative, yes. Ruthless, undoubtedly. But not evil. He suffered immense trauma on the day the bombs fell.
Everyone did. Not all of us had the wealth to recover so easily.
Tiberius lost both his wife and unborn child that day. Wealth or not, that hits a man hard. It left him quite mentally unstable, to be honest. His determination to rebuild society was rooted in trying to cope with his loss. In a way, I felt pity for him. Perhaps too much.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Never mind.
That's all for now.
Fair enough.
I'll just get to it then.
Good luck, Amy. By the way, that doorway back there will allow you to get up and down the tower much easier than climbing.
I think I nailed it. At the very beginning, I think I remember saying that in that one weird jar in Tiberius's office, it's probably like a fetus or a decapitated head. And it seems like, yeah, it might be his wife or his unborn child in there. Which is concerning.